Welcome to Newsbag, episode 15. I'm here with lovely partner Hannah.
Oh, hello.
Yep, and my friend Jamie.
Hello.
Nice, and I'm Chris. Hello. So Newsbag is the podcast where we kind of... We've got enough bit.
The last one for the series.
He's out of intros.
Newsbag, second-rate news, but a first-rate audience.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be the final episode for a little while, season 1.
We planned that, didn't we? We definitely were planning to have series where we
Absolutely.
ended.
15 episodes of series.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we?
Pretty sure we explained that at the start, yeah.
I think episode 1 we said, we're good. This is the first episode of 15.
Yeah.
Then Chris is going to go away to Italy with work and won't be able to record for a little while.
Yeah.
Did we say that, I think?
Pretty sure.
I think we knew at the time.
It's always been in the diary, hasn't
Let's
it?
not go back and check. Let's just assume we did.
Yeah, so this episode, I guess, what we thought was we're going to give a little bit of... We'll just have a look back over the season. We're going to have a little chat about our favourite stories, maybe give an update or two.
Don't say or two, because I think we've got about two amongst the three of us.
Not exactly 2 updates.
Some of us are prepared with the updates.
I didn't get one ready.
I've got an update though.
Yeah? Okay.
Is it too early? I pushed in.
Wow. I feel like, well, get us started.
You sure?
Yeah, you're straight in.
I feel just push in a bit there. Phone's gone off now as well, so I can't get straight to it.
Nice. Butt in, and then unprepared. Have a go at me being unprepared.
I feel like this is when we try to do the role plays and I just come in when I feel like it. Could this innovative idea finally be the solution to the hellish seagull problem in Great Yarmouth?
So good.
So I didn't think that it would be a season? We're not in America, are we? A series finale without a bird story.
I think it's gotta be.
So I do have an update on the seagull problem in Great Yarmouth, which we'll remember.
Yeah, just briefly, maybe because some listeners either haven't listened to the seagull episode or don't remember, or just blanked out their mind because it was dull.
And there have been a couple of things about seagulls. Because wasn't there Don't Feed the Seagulls, and then also Old Man nearly got killed by seagulls? Was that in Great Yarmouth as well?
And I'm guessing it was in the podcast name Too Many Birds. Otherwise, it would be strange for it not to have been in that episode.
There's a lot of birds.
So this is more around the update around the Great Yarmouth issue of too many seagulls causing a bit of a nuisance, and they released their campaign, Don't Be Gullible. Remember the campaign?
So, I remember the leaflet.
That was brilliant.
And they were going to fly a eagle around, I think, or a sound of an eagle to try and, get rid of the birds.
They had a bird problem, so they need to bring in, a bird of prey. And then there'd be a bird of prey problem. And then to bring in...
And they were going to charge shop owners, £4 to fly this eagle around.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, my update, I haven't actually read that far down the story.
Nice.
But I think you'll hear in the first thing I'm about to say why I wanted to do this update.
Fair enough.
Great Yarmouth Borough Councillor Malcolm Bird believes a drone could be the way to tackle the seagull problem in Yarmouth.
Funny nickname. What's his real name?
It can't be. It genuinely is Malcolm Bird. I just can't. I feel like
Based on his name.
Yes, yeah. No one's called Malcolm these days. Sorry if you're listening, they're called Malcolm.
It's not a solid name now, though, is it? From hawk walks to educational campaigns, Great Yarmouth Borough Council has searched far and wide to find the best method of dealing with nuisance seagulls.
From Hogwarts.
What?
Sounded like you said from Hogwarts.
I don't know what I'm saying at the minute.
Sound like that at all.
Okay.
Thanks, Jamie.
Search far and wide.
Now, a councillor, Malcolm Bird, believes he may have found the answer to one of the borough's most challenging issues, and it involves using a drone. I've not even read the story, I just wanted to say it because his name was Malcolm Bird. Basically, it looks like he was in Normandy having a chat to some people in Normandy when they were having the same issue with seagulls. And the authority decided to use drones where they'd spray liquids to deter seagulls from going near the area it was flying in.
Yeah, right.
So unlike regular drones, this was one specifically designed without a sharp blade, so it didn't harm the birds if they collided with it.
Hang on, do the drones normally come with sharp blades on them?
No.
Do they not? Well, I don't know. Yes.
I've owned several drones. They've never had a sharp blade.
Have you? I think it's a pretty good idea, because if a drone can bring the entire Gatwick airport to a standstill for 2 days or whatever,
They're pretty powerful, aren't they?
I'm sure they can scare off a few seagulls.
I reckon so.
So what are they going to do? Just fly the drone into the air and then...
What, has it got a water pistol attached to it?
It's just got some liquid in it. And they said...
Fires those little laser pens in the bird's eyes.
Like a spud gun.
So, I've been to Great Yarmouth. Mm-hmm. And, so say I fly a drone round.
Mm-hmm. You've done that, haven't you?
I'm probably going to cover a small portion of Great Yarmouth with that drone before the battery runs out.
What's the battery life on a drone?
Anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. So it's going to spray liquid around.
Is it wireless, a drone?
Obviously it's wireless.
That's why the battery
A
doesn't
massive
last
wire going up to the sky.
Squirting.
I just sort of think a small drone squirting some water isn't really going to affect hundreds and hundreds of seagulls.
Aren't they used to what? Used to rain?
The thing
They
about
are
this...
seagulls.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to deter them. And the thing is, the story starts off being like, oh, we finally solved the issue. We're going to use that drone. We've been to Normandy. We've got this. At the end, the story ends by Mr. Bird adding, there's nothing to guarantee it's going to work in Great Yarmouth, so a lot more research needs to be done. It's definitely an idea to look at, though. I think that they've put the story in, 1, to get Malcolm Bird's name in, 2, because at the end of the story, it reminds people that they had a campaign called "Are You Feeding the Gull Problem?" So I think that's their only reasons that they've put the story back in.
That's so good. So
I was pleased to see an update.
they don't have a new plan. They just need to push their existing campaign.
Yeah.
So across the whole of our Series 1 of Newsbag, the seagulls are still a problem.
Classic.
Classic. We should get that trending.
Twending.
Oh
We're really good at social media.
no. We should get on Twitter. Hashtag gullible. Let's get that. Let's get
Hashtag
that trending.
twending.
Hashtag twend.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we need another update on that. Can this be an ongoing?
I could probably get one for Series 2. Series 2 update.
Yeah.
Yeah. Promise.
Yeah.
I was just looking back to see if it said what the liquid was, but it really didn't. It just says a liquid.
A liquid.
Sulfuric acid. It's got no blades on, but it.
The blades don't hurt, but the acid will go.
But as in the words of Bird, it's an interesting idea.
It is. Quick drying cement. Have you got an update on any of your stories?
I have actually.
You have.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What story?
The story was it the last episode, the episode before, about the new cycle lane in Norwich?
Yes.
With the trees in the middle.
Yeah.
Last episode.
So, I've not got an actual story update. I've realised I've given myself the update, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
self-news.
Self-news. New
New feature for Series 2?
feature. Yeah.
Self-news.
Self-news.
I
So,
feel like we're already doing that. We're just saying, oh, I went to a party last
I mean, often our updates are, didn't do much yesterday.
Was it one of them was you slept in until midday? That I can't wait for self-news.
If that's the kind of self-news we can look forward to, then people are getting excited.
Guys, I bet you can't wait for Series 2. Unbelievable.
I was going over my notes from previous podcasts to see which one I want to maybe talk about. And I realised that in my notes on the cycle story, where the tree is, and I'll show you guys here, you can see that there's soil and pebbles around the tree.
Yeah, you've shown us
Yeah.
the photo again from that story.
That's the one with the tape measure in. If anyone can remember, there's a guy that they've given a tape measure to.
So it looks like it's sort of really taken over the cycle lane because there's soil, there's stones, and a tree.
There's loads. Like the whole enclosure around the tree sticks out into the path.
I realised when we were sending each other WhatsApp messages, I sent you guys a selfie of me on the cycle lane about a week or two ago.
You
You
did?
did.
They've actually got rid of the soil and the stone, so it's a little bit less intrusive.
Oh,
And
right.
actually, that is just on the edge of the path.
Very much just on the edge now.
Jamie, you
Yeah,
look
okay.
very excited to be at the cycle path.
I literally, me and Claire were walking somewhere. I went, oh, cycle lane. I literally ran over to it and just quickly took a selfie and ran off.
You've not got much of your face here, but you have got the cycle lane, which is good.
Yeah.
But you're right,
Trying
though.
to get
Like,
an angle.
I mean, I don't know if I'd be that annoyed by that now because they haven't got that enclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can clearly see
Where it
where
was.
they've done it.
But fair enough. They've practically admitted their mistake.
So do you think they've admitted their mistake and they were like, do you know what, we've seen this picture, we've seen the uproar, we need to make it better? Or do you think that, like, it was a case of people just rushing in and moaning before something was finished, which was what they did suggest at the time of
That
the
is what
story?
they suggested.
Maybe we've helped change the news because we did it on here.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume yes.
Yeah?
We're basically crowdfunding.
Yeah, we've saved cycle paths in Norwich in Series 1.
We have. Let's put that on our leaflet.
That we've not
That'll be our new
that we have.
slogan.
Saving cycle paths with trees in the middle near you.
I'm not sure it sums up what a podcast is. People
I
would
was
be
gonna
really
say
confused.
Something a bit more catchy of like changing Norfolk one story at a time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's really good, actually, if we did manage to do that.
And if we get anything to change. One story at a time, great. 3 stories at a time, actually. 3 per episode, don't we?
Yeah.
6 if you count headlines. I don't know if we want to rush ahead.
9 if you include self-news.
Self-news. I can't wait for self. Maybe we should start calling the intro self-news because we do just give news about ourselves.
Yeah.
Listening to, self-news.
I don't think we needed to bring up the time that I slept in. I think that was necessarily right.
Do you know, can I, on that note, say we're talking about like the series gone by, my favourite piece of self-news, as they're calling it, which I'm not sure it counts because I told it, but was Chris's milk.
Oh, absolutely. That is literally the best self-news.
We had to bring that up again.
Other news, other people's news that you can share. News.
No, originally it wasn't even... When I told it to you, it wasn't milk. It was just a jug of water. You've added a detail and maybe looked stupid for it.
I thought you retold the story with the milk.
I'm going to be honest, it might have been water originally, but everything else is true. And I'm not sure changing it for milk, for water, even if it was not milk, really makes it any better.
No, it
So
doesn't.
I'm happy to admit I might have got the fluid wrong, but the story still stands as the best
You're
piece
right.
of self-news.
Yeah. Well, you won't believe the number of people that come up to me and go, "Oh, Chris, do you want some milk?"
Now I'm really glad that I said milk.
2, 3.
I think it was someone... Was it Mark? Thanks for that, Mark.
Oh, 1.
Actually, we should give a little shout out actually to everyone who has been sharing stories. Mark's been very good. Simon and Kat in Australia have been really good at sharing stories. Anybody else that's helped?
Claire has.
Thanks, Claire.
Shared me stories. I've not used them, but thank you for sharing some with me.
Claire, we're going to get some of yours on next time, I feel.
To be fair, I think there was 1 or 2 that she has shared with me, and I've already actually picked them. So that just shows that we're meant to be together.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Come
isn't
on,
it?
save that.
That was too serious.
Phew. I'll cut that bit out. Leaving the bit slagging
Claire would want you to. She'd be like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, awkward.
No, she's one of my biggest fans, isn't she?
Anybody else that you want to thank for sharing stories?
Yes,
Chris?
my sister Nikki has
Yeah.
sent quite a few in.
Oh, no, I did have some of our comms team at work, because they often look at the local papers, have been sending some in that I've used for headlines. So, yeah, thanks, guys.
Phil Reynolds.
I feel like Phil's our biggest fan.
Oh, he's easily our biggest fan.
I did say
That's
that I
all
might try
know
and...
about him.
Yeah, that's all I knew about him until I met him at the fireworks.
Yeah.
I did make a slight promise to you that I was going to get him a t-shirt. I haven't done that yet, but maybe in the new year.
Maybe
Yeah.
if you get a t-shirt, I'll 3D print Newsbag. Just stick it on there.
Glue.
Yeah,
Get ready for that, Phil.
sorted.
And a shout out to my boss Steve, who refuses to download an app onto his phone to listen to the podcast. So he relies on me just sending him links, and then he hates it because it's too long.
Giving him a shout out and he doesn't like it.
Do you know, I think my mum and dad are doing that though. I think they've only listened to episodes where I've put the link on Facebook, because I'm not quite sure they realise that you can subscribe. So I'll have a word of the Baileys and the new year as well. I think they're waiting for me to send the link every time because they're not sure about the app. So
I think that's one of the things that I've realised in this podcast, how many people you have to tell how to listen to a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just fairly obvious, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that don't know.
there's been a lot of queries, mainly from family.
There is a lot, and people already listen to podcasts, fine. But if you want to say, "Oh, I've got a podcast," and they want to listen because they know us,
Yeah.
or someone's told them, "Oh, this podcast's really good," more likely,
Yeah.
then they're like, "Oh, how do I?" They don't know.
So do you know what another favourite part of my podcast?
Wow.
Podcast.
Podcast. Got to be snack bag, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Favourite part of the podcast, snack bag.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want a final series one? I don't know why I keep saying series one. I'm just trying to make it a thing.
Just at season finale doesn't mean we don't have a snack bag.
And I've got a little twist
Ooh.
today.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you both choose a snack. So
Oh,
today there will be 2
OMG.
snacks from
Oh.
Pocket. So I'll let you reach in together because you'll probably quite like doing that.
Okay, should we do it?
I wonder
you can
if,
both
like,
pick a snack.
If one's going to be like cheese twists, because
Yeah.
it's a twist.
And one will be like.
Oh, I should have done that. It's not. There's nothing clever inside.
Me and Jamie touching hands inside the bag.
I've got this thing.
They take a long time to come out of the bag.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, it's a good mix. It's such a good mix.
Oh wow, I've picked the right thing here. Is that- okay, I've got pork and ham hock dinky rolls.
Lovely.
And what have you got, Jamie?
I've got mini Stroop waffles.
Stroops!
Stroop
These are one of my
waffle.
favourite snacks of all time. And I thought it's good because I'm so excited because we've got a savoury and a sweet.
Yeah,
It actually
that's.
says waffles. I assume that's because it's
Does it? Dutch.
Is there one left? in
Stroop waffles.
Yeah, just some Haribo. Never got picked.
I've got with one there.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's
pretty happy with
great.
them.
I'm really pleased with the mixture we've got there.
Nice.
What's been your favourite snack of the series?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think cheese triangles.
The Dairy Lee.
Oh yeah, the Dairy Lee.
Was that more for like nostalgia or
Yeah,
taste?
definitely. Definitely for that.
Yeah.
Chris, favourite snack?
I would normally say pork pies, But when we got them out,
Just had to take away.
we just had a massive Chinese and really didn't want to eat them.
I forced one down, but I did enjoy it.
So for Jamie's birthday, what did we do? What did we get him?
What did we get you, Jamie? You tell us.
You got me a birthday snack bag.
Yeah, just a little.
And also a birthday card that was relative to a story from the Newsbag as well.
Yeah.
Related to that.
What story?
The story about the dinosaurs that you could have for a birthday party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, had a dinosaur on the front.
And then a little bag of snacks and a bottle of beer. I haven't drunk that yet. Brilliant.
I thought we could, take a minute just to, just say what our favourites have been. Have a look back over the series. So my personal favourite, I think, of mine has been
Selfish.
I think it's got to be the Farm Olympics. I think they're just
Good.
fine. I think it just sums Norfolk up. So this was Norfolk entered a team of 4 to the Agri-Olympics or Farming Olympics in Poland, and we got an account for one of the.
He came along, didn't he?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he popped along, didn't he?
No.
We interviewed him, didn't we?
If anyone is still believing this, then we've got to let you down.
I thought it was going to be about the Olympic events, but it was more about how astounded he was about how they do farms in Poland.
Also, he told us a lot about what food he'd eaten,
Yeah.
but we didn't hear much about it. And then the only thing we learned about the Olympics is that they hadn't prepared for any of the tasks. Why?
Why haven't you done it? I mean, I haven't prepared for this episode.
We're not entering the Olympics, though.
No, we're entering the Olympics.
Oh, that was a great story. I really enjoyed the Farming Olympics.
That was
It
great.
was something about Norfolk I didn't know I needed to know.
Yeah, but I'm glad I do. Oh, that's what you mean, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just said what you said in a slightly different way.
If I could, that would be my update on the Farming Olympics.
We could maybe next time
We'll
have a
look out
Farming
for the
Olympic
2020
special.
2020 Farm Olympic special.
But,
Maybe actually try and get a guest from it next time.
What? Oh, another one. Yeah. The second one.
not the same one. I want to hear a different voice from you.
Hi, Han. I like farms.
God.
I can't wait. Jamie, what's one of your favourite stories?
So I had a toss-up between either the guy who got a promotion in Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, that was a good one.
It
was the picture of that, the Photoshop picture. That
I enjoyed that one because it was a bit more in-depth, and I don't know why it was so in-depth.
There's so much details. And
I think
his team size went from 98 up to 100.
I think my actual favourite story was the thief who stole a van and tried to run away from police.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
I think there was a really good selection of those stories where nothing happened and it was just a tweet.
Yeah. It's just a story based off of a tweet, and it just says something that you would expect to happen in such a scenario. Someone stole something, they didn't want to get caught, so they ran off. And there was a stock photo to that. There was no effort to the story.
But the journalists are all over it, aren't they? When we started this podcast, I kind of thought that would be basically the kind of story.
Yeah.
I think that sums up, doesn't it?
And I'm really pleased to find that there is a lot of those stories.
Yeah.
I think we had some more. What were some of the others where it was just so boring? Oh, there was the bike that got stolen.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot of what was it say? Was stolen.
Got stolen.
Got stolen.
Past
Was
tense.
stole.
Is a car a boat?
Got a boat. If that could be my favourite.
That was a great story. I don't know if I can choose. I really enjoyed the world's fastest shed. I don't think it needs any explanation. I think it wasn't so much the story, it was the guy, how excited he was about it that I really enjoyed.
We had a video, didn't we, of him? It was a minute long.
Yeah.
And
He was ecstatic.
he was
So
so
that
happy.
was literally the story I picked as my favourite story of somebody else's.
I've stolen.
Mine.
No, you've not stolen it.
It was mine as well.
Yeah. Was it the fastest shed?
Yeah.
That might have won the
I just
ultimate.
love how enthusiastic that guy was. There was supposed to be a second part to the story, and there never was.
It never happened, did it?
And I genuinely did try and find something today and nothing ever got written again.
What I did find, though, was that there's a video of that shed racing a helicopter.
Not in the sky.
Is there?
The helicopter's in the sky,
Oh.
racing the shed.
Racing the shed on
won?
wheels.
The helicopter. It's a helicopter.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously a shed. Did not be
I also saw a picture of the shed next to the fastest trolley.
Wow.
Is it motorised trolley or just...
I think so, yeah. It had loads of
it's amazing.
stuff at the bottom of it.
Motorised trolley. Because the shed's not meant to have wheels. It's not meant to move. Was the trolley...
Yeah.
It has got wheels, hasn't it?
it has one purpose.
I also
and that
hope it
is to
hasn't got
move.
those wheels where the trolley will just go anywhere, because that's not really a race, is it?
That's what they do,
That
isn't
story wouldn't have had as much wheels. What's the phrase?
it? Wow.
Isn't there a phrase that's like that hasn't got much wheels?
Yeah, that is it.
What is it?
Hasn't got legs.
Oh,
It's got legs. Like, it can't go anywhere. Got
Yeah,
no
that-
future.
Or
Yeah.
not much traction.
Is a wheel a leg?
Hasn't got much wheels.
My favourite story, I don't know why, it's got to be the Thetford Oranges. It just really made me chuckle.
yeah.
And I think it's because I was really looking at the story and somebody had, I don't know if we're going to have a comment of the story this week, Jamie, but one of the comments under the story was, this is like when somewhere else in the country had a sign that said Union Canal and somebody took away the sea. I was like, it's not though, because this is so stupid and innocent. Like, it's not even rude. It's just,
Yeah, it's a different level, isn't it?
yeah.
It's just
And I just love like the amount of the prankster guy. And I don't know why it made me laugh so much. I think that's my favourite kind of story.
because it's such an innocent prank.
We drove past it, didn't we, the other day? And it just did make me laugh. The O was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, the over's there, yeah. It just tickled me that they tickled. I got that off the cat.
I remember you hadn't heard that before.
I know, she says tickled.
It tickled me.
How the council had taken off the O loads of times and it kept coming back.
Just leave it there. It's such a badly placed O. Everyone can tell it's not supposed to be on there. Like,
So petty.
yeah, I don't know why. I just love that story.
That was great.
That did tickle me.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Well, I guess seeing as you've taken my favourite story, I'll give you my least favourite story.
Oh, nice.
Oh, right.
The pranksy one.
You were so angry.
Absolute joke.
You really
I've
hated
never
it.
seen him so angry.
Such little effort into being original.
Did you like his... Oh, it's not even a prank. Did you like the Homer Simpson, or is it just the fact that he'd called himself Pranksy?
It's not that I didn't like the Homer Simpson. I didn't like the idea around using Homer Simpson. Like, why use Homer Simpson?
I still don't know what point it was trying to make.
Exactly.
There's something about fly tipping, but it didn't really make sense.
Because Homer Simpson appeared on a sofa in the middle of a field.
Everything he has done just doesn't make sense.
Jamie's getting ready.
I'm getting angry again.
Calm him down. I was, yeah, I did enjoy
I'd love it. Pranksy, if you write in and tell us what you're thinking, I promise that we'll put your story out. Write in newsbagpodcast@gmail.com.
There's no guarantee I'll still enjoy it, though.
No, you'll hate it, Jamie. Well, how about he comes on instead of you?
I don't think we could have Jamie and him in the same room. I think it would end badly.
Yeah.
I've just thought of one more. Can I say one more, even though
Do it.
I've already done some? I really liked the boys that got expelled for jumping.
Yeah.
And they were furious. They were just jumping.
That was so good.
So much worse things happened at my school, and no one was expelled from the prom.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
I went to school in Cossey, which wasn't great at the time.
No.
Much
Really?
worse things.
What's the worst thing happened at your school, Han?
Someone locked a teacher in a cupboard and knew that she was asthmatic and sprayed deodorant in there. Somebody
God.
a few years ago when I think it was when my dad was still there, threw a javelin at the assistant head teacher and it hit him between the legs. Really bad. Like, that's what I mean. And these kids just jumped.
It hit him, but in the...
Yep.
Wow. What happened at yours, Jamie?
So one time I remember, I think it was in form class, where like you just have people from your year turn up after lunch or in the first part of the morning, just get you into a room, and the teacher was telling everyone to be quiet, and everybody just completely ignored her until she eventually cried and left the room.
Yeah.
And
Children are horrible.
Yeah.
So hard being a teacher.
horrible.
Hats off to teachers.
Massive respect to teachers.
Yeah.
And if you can control a class and get their respect, then you are some kind of...
There was only a
superhuman.
few, wasn't there, teachers at school that could do that, and you can remember them because they were like, yeah,
Yeah, because everyone would be quiet when they said, right, guys.
I also remember a time where one of my friends was in a fight / getting beaten up by like a couple of other kids. So I ran to the teacher and I was like, sir, there's a fight going on over there. He's like, yep, I need to talk to you first because I think they were picking on you. And I was like, yeah, they were, but that's literally still going on. He's like, let me...
it's active.
Just like,
He just didn't want to... He was too cowardly, didn't want to go and break it
I'll
up.
talk to you because you're not going to give me any grief.
and then he eventually like turned to look at it once it had finished. Just like brilliant.
Great.
Also chucking eggs at the back of a teacher, not me. I remember them, a group of people chucking eggs to the back of a teacher.
Yeah, we
They
had
turned
that.
around like, right, who was it, and everyone's laughing like, oh, we're not saying, right, come on, tell me now, it's not funny.
Oh, God, you sympathise now with the teacher,
You
don't
do.
you?
You just want to cry for them.
Kids
And
are
then-
Jumping was the least thing we did.
jumped.
A lot of people jumped, but it wasn't really nice.
We just had someone like bleach a massive penis on the field.
Nice.
So the grass all died.
That's like a classic, isn't it? I love when that actually happened. It's something you see on like the In-Betweeners or something.
Yeah. I won't mention any names of who that was.
Because this is a pretty famous podcast, if it gets out, will be.
Yeah. But it still hasn't grown back. As in, it
Still
looks
there.
different. That bit of the grass looks different for the rest. So what are you supposed to do?
That's brilliant.
That was great. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've really enjoyed doing this podcast. I didn't know how this would go. I thought... so me and Hannah were chatting in the car on a long drive one day, and we had... was it Off Menu?
Yeah, it was.
Off Menu, James Acaster's podcast, and we're like, this is obviously going to sound like, we should try and make one as good as this. We started
Why have you mentioned that bit?
But we were just like, me and you talk a lot of shit. I reckon we could probably make a podcast. But then we got the idea of like, because you need something to talk about, didn't you?
I think we'd seen a piece of news that week. I think my brother Lucas sent me one. There was something about snails, and I don't know, something that was rubbish. So it was kind of in our heads.
But yeah, it means that I've got to see Jamie a lot more often as well, which has made me very happy.
Absolutely.
But I hope you guys have enjoyed doing this, because I really have.
I genuinely, before doing this podcast, I used to, like, probably once a week on the BBC News website, they used to have this section called Also in the News.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of like stories that shouldn't really be stories, or just like ridiculous things. And like, that's the only thing I used to really read.
Yeah.
So like, I was sort of born for this podcast. I
I feel like, it was made for you.
Yeah.
I feel as well as so much like, you just get bored watching the news now, don't you? It's just horrible. As much as we're basically slagging these stories off, like, that's what I want the news to be. I want it to be like local people getting angry at stuff, or like...
Exactly, yeah.
I want to know about a swan getting arrested.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know about a shed with wheels.
Or a man being forced to get out of the car to put his litter in the bin. Yeah. A walk of shame.
That one.
But yeah, I've genuinely learnt more about Norfolk in like the last 6 months than I think I probably ever have.
Yeah.
Has any of it been useful?
I wouldn't say useful, but
Correct answer.
useful in the way of you can have it really helps with like having conversation with people that you don't know very well. Like
That's
there's
true.
lots of little things there that you can sort of bring up. Like, did you know there's a Farm Olympics that Norfolk take part in?
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Conversation starters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we started this mainly for fun, didn't we? But what's really meant a lot to me is the number of people that have actually said to me, this is actually quite good, and we enjoy listening to it.
What I've liked is everyone have gone, it's actually good, or like, it's actually not bad. Like, because I think even my family will happily admit that they were like, I'm going to have to listen to it. And I think my favourite reaction was my friend Ruby, who didn't listen to it for a good couple of months. And she texted me, she was like, I don't know if I can listen to it because if it's bad, I can't be your friend. Because she just wouldn't have been able to be my friend anymore. But she loves it. She's been listening ever since.
Oh,
so we've even managed to turn Ruby around.
I'm glad we've met your high standards, Ruby.
Through this.
Sorry, we're going to try harder to meet your extremely high bar in the future. But yeah, just people seem to be enjoying it, so...
Actually, weirdly, as we were just recording this, I've generally just received a message from Tom Payne Green, TPG of Sheffield. So he's one of Ruby and Emily's friends. And he's just said that he's been listening to a lot of Newsbag and just said how entertaining and enjoyable it is. So similarly to what we were saying about like loads of horrible news out there at the moment, and it's just a nice change
Bit of a
to have
change,
some fun.
isn't
So yeah, thanks Tom, it means a lot.
Shame it's the last episode, but yeah.
Tom, you can go back and steal this.
Yeah, he says he's been listening to them all. Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Big up Tom.
TPG.
Yeah. We seem to have a somewhat consistent listener base, don't we?
Yeah.
I think we were going to be happy if our families listened to it, basically, weren't
Yeah.
we? So the fact that more than that listened to it.
I think we said at the start we'd be happy if we got 40 listeners. I'm pretty sure our average is now 60 odd.
Yeah, 60, 70.
Yeah.
Probably go down next series.
Yeah.
People have forgotten by
Yeah,
then.
people won't be able to be bothered to listen.
Well, I'll
again.
tell you what, if you listen to this and you enjoy it, and you know someone who has a good sense of humour...
Just likes rubbish
We
news.
are hilarious.
God, that's cringe.
Yeah, just maybe if you listen to this and you enjoy it, tell a friend. Not that we're aiming to be the next big podcast.
If you like fun, you like news,
Yeah.
you've got a good sense of humour,
And snacks.
and snacks, listen to this podcast. Don't be gullible.
Don't be gullible. But yeah, if they are from Norfolk, great, because they'll be able to relate. And if they're not, it doesn't matter. It's just funny stories that happen to go on around us. Could be anywhere, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I do think that, anyone wants to send stories in from where they live, I feel like we should branch out a bit next series, do stories from other places.
we could do, yeah. But we deliberately didn't call this like Norfolk News or something like that, because we didn't want to be exclusive to...
Also, it generally might run out. There is not much going on.
I was struggling.
Although that should mean we've got more content because they have to
It
fill
should-
them pages.
Should do.
I think that's the thing I like about it, though, that we can branch off into, well, let's do about Italy, because Chris has gone to Italy.
The world is
things
our
like
oyster. Yeah, you could bring some back actually.
I'll bring a story or two back.
Yeah.
They're all going to be about pizza, aren't they? I
that.
think
You better
so.
bring back some Italian snacks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, why don't you can do like an Italian snack bag?
All I know
in
is
the new year.
gelato.
That's going to be
Don't bring
melted.
that back, so yeah.
Okay. Italian snack bag. What is it? Salami, right?
Yeah, there must be some sweet, but I don't know. Have a look.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah. I'm gonna get
You got the hiccups, Chris.
I did get hiccups, yeah.
All I can see is Chris's head like bob up. He looks in pain every time.
This Pepsi Max. Come up.
I think we should do one more thing before we go.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Head spine.
Head spines.
I would also like to mention that for a podcast, we are rubbish at speaking.
Yeah.
None of us can speak.
Yeah. We talk over each other all the time.
We talk over each other. We can't get our words out. We say the wrong words.
Yeah.
The amount of audible typos that we do is ridiculous.
It's so many audible typos.
Chris does the editing and he has to cut out a lot.
Oh, a little bit of shite going on. But most of it's me. I talk a lot. Number of times I have to do a false start and I don't know where my sentence has gone. And then before I know it, I'm halfway through. But like this one.
That was one.
I don't know where I'm going with it.
That's been cut out. No one's going to be hearing that bit.
Yeah, one final round of headlines. And we'll do it slightly differently because we've got one each to end the series.
Nice. I like that.
Boom.
Oh, I forgot that. Who wants to start?
I've got mine up.
Take it away, Jamie.
Spotted at a seafood restaurant.
Oh, he's done a celebrity one again.
Malcolm Bird.
No.
It's not the Who.
Mr. Blobby.
No.
The crab. Kramer Crab. What's his name? Claude.
Crab. Claude,
No.
the Churchill lookalike. A lot of callbacks in this episode, aren't there?
No, but probably does look a little bit like him.
Does it?
Phil Mitchell.
Looks like Mr.
It's uncanny.
Bald.
I put his
Little bit
standard.
chubby.
Was it actually?
Yeah, well,
What's his name? Like Steve McFadden.
it actually is Steve McFadden, his real name.
Super
well done.
fan.
Wow, I didn't know his name. Philip EastEnders.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, so spotted in Wales next to the sea, enjoying the peace and quiet until somebody spotted him, obviously. Away from the misery of Albert Square.
It's got diffused reality in.
Yeah,
From the misery of Albert Square to the misery of Great Hall.
the misery of Albert Square, where he acts, which I assume is what he loves doing with his life.
Probably gets a decent amount of money.
Probably gets a decent amount of money, yeah, so.
Yeah, I've got one. Mine's up. Drunk threw punch at man, but missed and hit what?
Letterbox.
No.
Cardboard cutout.
No.
Roundabout.
What is it at the minute? Is it hares? Those artistic
Oh,
hares?
yeah.
yeah.
Is it going to be dinosaurs? No, I don't know.
But there is a dancer coming to Norwich.
Dinosaur.
No.
Castle.
No.
Woman.
Standing right next to
Seagull.
That would have been
That's
so
how you
good.
solve the problem. Drunk threw punch at man, but missed and hit his own girlfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's made the news as well.
Turns out he was arrested as well. So, swung a fist at another man, but because he was drunk, he missed and hit his girlfriend in the
What
face.
an idiot.
His girlfriend and the man did not want to press charges, but police were in the area and saw the incident.
Just looked at him.
He's punished for enough, isn't it?
That's a bit like that one where the man ran over his own wife.
Oh, God. Hopefully not the
back
same
again.
man. Because if you're that woman, shame on, fool me once, shame on me. Punch me in the face twice.
Okay, my headline is courtesy of Simon and Cat in Australia.
Nice.
But I mean, it's about Norfolk. Owner's disbelief after man steals what from fish and chip shop?
Fish.
No,
Chip.
no,
Shot.
no,
Sausage.
no.
That little plastic tub of charity money.
No, that would be really bad. No.
The machine that makes the peas mushy.
It's a machine that makes peas mushy.
How do they get They just stand on them. Yeah, Jamie's doing a weird action with his wrist.
That wasn't good for the podcast.
Like the mash 'em.
Any more guesses?
The newspaper, they wrap the chips in.
No, bread roll.
Oh, got him.
The owner of an award-winning fish and chip shop has expressed his shock after a customer stole a bread roll worth 50p. He's really angry. I couldn't believe it. It's not the money I'm bothered about, it's the principle of it. He needs to show some respect. It's such a good story. They caught him on camera after putting a bread roll in his pocket.
Oh my god.
Might as well have stolen the fish. You get more for your money than
What I
stealing a
would
bread
say
roll.
is, I think it probably is easier to steal the roll than it is to get your hand in that
Deep back.
incredibly hot. Even like the heating rack thing.
Yeah.
You just like get over and like get back on yourself.
He's doing another weird wrist action.
You'd be in hospital, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that'd be pretty tricky.
Also, people will see you doing that, won't they?
Yeah.
You can't go. I mean, he got caught doing a bread roll, so I don't fancy his chances at a bit of place.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you've made it this far.
I would say you've not got anything better to do if you've got this far, because
Yeah.
I've already just talked a load of shite.
Yeah, that was-
And this episode's more than...
We managed to talk. We didn't even bring stories, and we've talked a lot of shite. This is just us. We need to bring proper stories next time because we can't let this go.
Structure.
This hasn't worked. To be honest, this hasn't worked.
Yeah, so this might be the last episode for a couple of months, but we'll come back bigger and better. Will we?
Probably not.
Oh, it's probably the same.
Might not come
come
back.
Yeah, but don't worry because we may come back for a Christmas special.
I mean, we definitely will come back for a Christmas
Yeah,
special.
100%.
I just want mince pies in the snack bag.
We're going to have a festive snack bag.
Nice. So for now, for the last time in 2019.
Oh no, because we'll be doing a Christmas special.
Yeah.
For the
And that's in
second,
2019.
the second to last time
Penultimate.
in 2019.
Not something, yeah.
Our news bag is empty.
Bye.